I don't even know where to start. This is probably gonna just be a very unedited, just like kind of just talk to you kind of video. This is a lot to just put out there, and it's not something that is really talked about per se a lot. I mean, in some senses it is. There are things that try to talk about it, but you don't hear about it a lot. And I'm not just trying to be like, oh, woe is me, pity me. No, that's not even. I'm just trying to say my story. And it's probably sounding way more dramatic than it actually is, but in a way it is, because in a way it's something that has ruined my life. I wouldn't say like ruined, but really put like a big stagger in my life, a big wrench in my plans, my future, and just everything. And I'm just gonna tell my story and how it's not just what happened, it's the aftermath that surrounds it. Because like a lot of people think that it just is it happens and then you get over it, but that's not how it is for everyone. So I am going to tell you the story about the time I should have died, and I wholeheartedly think of it that way. But I'm going to start off with a preface, kind of give a background information about what happened and about the party involved. So I'm going to start with my group of friends, and I'm going to change all their names for just their benefit because they don't really like talking about it, but I feel like it needs to be said and more light needs to be on these incidents because it is such a big thing in teens' lives these days. Okay, getting off track as usual, of course. Okay, so first we're gonna have, what should I name him? So we're gonna talk about my best friend first, the driver. And yes, this is about a car accident. So it's gonna be about the driver. So his name is gonna be Zach, just Zach. We have been best friends since my freshman year of high school. We've always been close, like on and off. We've had a few arguments here and there, but we've always been best friends. And the other passenger, we're gonna call her Sarah. And we are not as close, but our accident brought us closer. And right now I can say she's one of the closest people to me in a while because we understand each other through our accident. And that's all that was in our car. And then we also had friends in another car, but they're not really involved because they weren't in it. But well, just for preference, it's our other close friends, Oscar and Amari. Just those, Oscar and Amari. Just give those names. They were about 2 cars ahead of us. So it is Zach's graduation night. He had been expelled from our high school over an issue that he should not have been expelled for. He should have been suspended at most, but he was expelled. So he went to go get his high set, which in our state, Louisiana, is better than the GED. And so he has his graduation that night. So we all went to his graduation, to support him. And I don't drive, so obviously he was the one who was driving there. And so we go to his graduation. It was all great. Saw him walk across stage, congratulated him and all that great stuff. And then we all go to dinner at Walk-On's, this sports bar and grill burger place in our state of Louisiana. It's a lot to talk about, so it's kind of hard. So we go there, and we're all like laughing while joking, and at one point we're joking like, you know, we could get in a car accident tonight, and like, we were literally joking about that. And so we eat, we're talking, we're laughing, we're having fun. It's like 11, we're like, should probably be getting home, you know. So we go out. So we start walking out of the restaurant, and Oscar says to Zach, hey, let's race. There's a windy path that goes towards the interstate. Let's race. And so they decide to race. And they race all the way up to the interstate, but they stop right before the interstate. And so we're merging on, and Zach is driving, I'm in the passenger seat, and Sarah is in the back seat. And we're trying to merge onto the interstate, and we're halfway merged when this black car decides to pull up next to us as we're already halfway in the lane. So he yanks back at the wheel and he starts swerving. He ends up losing control of the wheel, and I remember, because I was playing a song, one of my favorite songs, which I can't even listen to anymore, which is the Don't Speak cover by New Year's Day. And we just all started screaming because we're swerving so violently. And just all of a sudden, we feel the car tip over. And the car just starts rolling. And I'm just in my head and this is where we're gonna die. Like, you can just see everything moving. You can hear the sound of the crunching of the car as you're going over and over. And it was all just so slow but fast all at the same time. And when it finally stops, it actually lands on its wheel, which thank God it landed on all of its wheels. And me and Zach, we look at each other and we're just like, we need to go to the hospital. And that's when I look up towards my legs and I just see them out of the windshield. Just bloody, very, very bloody. And I had to pull my legs back through the windshield and sit up, because the only way I was in the car was because I had my seatbelt on. And we call out for our friend Sarah, and she doesn't answer. And we look in the back seat and she's not there. So we get out of the car. I climb through the window because I couldn't get my door open, but he could get his door open. And there was this couple who was helping us, that was behind us and parked because they saw our car roll. And we find her unconscious under the car by one of the wheels. And just everything is happening so fast. We're told to sit away because there's glass on the road and we don't want to get hurt and stuff while we wait for the paramedics. I was in a lot of pain in my abdominal area, and so the paramedics come and we go to the hospital. We're all separated because we all had to go to different rooms and stuff. I had a lung contusion, had lost 2 pints of blood. I was cut up just everywhere, and it was bad for me. And I remember as we were walking out of the hospital, I remember I was passing out because I lost so blood. They said I looked blue, but they didn't keep me. and I started on the road to recovery. But that road wasn't easy. Shortly after, I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. I have been so terrified of cars and being in cars. I have this lingering thought that every car is going to hit us and that we're going to get in another car accident. And it's really put a hindrance into me getting my license and me feeling sane and feeling normal, because a lot of the times I don't, because I feel so much fear and so much anxiety whenever I get in a car or when I see an interstate, and it's been hard, and it's like no one really understands it. Everyone just says, oh, just get over it, it's just a car, just get over it, you're gonna have to drive at some point, which I mean, I understand, yes, but I went through that trauma. And the paramedics even said, this kind of car accident people don't live through. You guys are lucky to be alive. And it is. We are lucky. And I do feel lucky. But I also feel lost. And just scared a lot of the times. And I know it's like a lot of just stupid stuff, like not every car is gonna come out and hit me, and I understand that, but it's just a fear and it's in my head, and it's aggravating and crazy and just so stressful, and my friends don't help it. Zach is reckless and a party animal and a druggie sometimes. Not like a druggie, but like he smokes weed and he vapes, nicotine addiction. And if he sees this video, we're probably not gonna be friends, because yes, I do have animosity towards him. He was the one who was driving. But I still love him. He's still my friend, but if I wouldn't have gone in that car, it wouldn't have happened. I didn't want to go to his graduation in the first place because I wasn't feeling good. But he begged me and I did, and now I have this mental scar. And it's wrong to blame him, but I do. I just do. And there's so many teens who think driving is fun and that they're invincible. And that they're not gonna get in a car accident. They can do whatever they want and everything's gonna be fine, like YOLO. But that's not true. My life is scarred because of a car accident. And people are out here speeding for fun. And people are out here drinking and driving and texting and driving. And I don't like being around it. And that's just me. And I think it's stupid for people to think that way. They're like, oh, I'm a great driver. You've only been driving for a couple of years, you're not a great driver. You will be in a couple of years when you get more experience and you've been in these risky situations. And my friends, they tell me that I just use my Ptsd as a crutch. And they tell me that they don't even, I've had my friends say that they don't even care. And it's a lot. But a lot of people need to know that you don't have to be drunk. You don't have to be high to get in a car accident. You don't even have to be speeding to get in a fatal car accident. When you drive a 3-ton, 2-ton, whatever ton car, you're putting your life and everyone else's life in your hands. And if they die, it's your fault. You're the one driving. Especially if it's a 1-car accident. And to Zach, there was a lot more of the highway left for you to get back in your lane and slow down and not flip the car, but it happened and I can't change the past. I just wish people took driving more seriously and thought about the risks and the repercussions of people's actions. And that's all I'm gonna say today. I don't even know if this is gonna get any views or if anyone's gonna see this, but I hope someone sees this and just thinks. So yeah, bye guys.